What is going on, YouTube people? Neo Cards and Comics here today to talk Julio Rodriguez Rookie Cards. There are a boatload of options to choose from for J-Rod. So the question I pose to you all today that I would like, curious for your thoughts and opinions, and would like for you to answer in the comments down below. Which of his 2022 rookies will be the one the market ends up gravitating to? I have some thoughts. We'll work through them here in a minute. Now, no cheating. I said 2022. So Filmington and all you other Bowman people, the 2019 Bowman, first Bowman auto is not a valid answer for this. I'm specifically talking 2022 product releases. Also talking non-autoed, just like refractor, shiny, short print, whatever you want to throw in there. We'll kind of run down some of the main ones today. We're not going to go super into the weeds. I didn't include Topps Cosmic on this. I did not include Topps Heritage because generally speaking, those are not the more chased of a player's rookie. Obviously, Cosmic's brand new. Are there some really nice cards in Heritage? Yes, I have some at PSA right now. I'm very excited to get them back. But I am speaking about more flagship products. Topps Update, Topps Chrome, those sorts of things. Sapphire, we're going to discuss a little bit today as well. So I've pulled a lot of the base rookies up. Their pricing, some graded, some raw, depending on how new the product is. And we'll just kind of work through this really quickly. So what are the candidates? First up, we have his Topps Update rookie, just paper base, PSA 10, going for about $60. Obviously, there's going to be a bajillion of these things. That's not going to be one of his higher tier chases. It probably will be a very popular card on the low end. This card will always be desirable. You're not going to retire off of it. The population report on this card will end up being absolutely massive. It's already at 1,500 and the product even hasn't even really been out super long. It's going to continue to escalate. But there will always be a strong market for a $40 to $50 Julio Rodriguez base rookie, assuming he lives up to the hype and continues to play extremely well. A nicer version of that would be the gold, numbered to 2022. Recent PSA 9 sales at $220. I did not see any PSA 10 sales on this yet. Not a bad option, but it's still a paper card, and generally speaking, those are not the ones that are chased the most. Next up, one of my personal favorites, the rainbow foil. Kind of slept on overall because it's not from a chromium product, though it has kind of a refractor-like finish. Very condition sensitive. PSA 10's currently going for about $350. Only pop 60 on this. Obviously, that will continue to rise. But not a bad option for something lower end. I do think this one will be relatively popular. I don't think it would be the one that you'd want to run out and park your money in if you want to, air quotes, invest in Julio Rodriguez. Not recommending running out and investing Julio Rodriguez. Don't do anything crazy like that. Do your research. All the normal, disclaimers and whatnot apply. This is just kind of more of a discussion on what could potentially be one of his main chase cards or his main chase rookie card. Because it's not super clear cut because of all the different options. So we have those. Of those, rainbow foil is probably my favorite one of kind of those three more, I hate to use the word generic, but more base style cards. Let's move into some other more spicier stuff, shall we? Start looking at Topps Chrome and some short prints and those sorts of things. First up, we have at the top of the list here, I'll zoom in a little bit for you. Topps Chrome, from regular Topps Chrome, not Topps Chrome Update, the extended short print, refractor style card. PSA 10 pop currently at 59. Last sale at about 1.7K. These are pretty rare. I think this one is a contender for one of the cards that's going to be extremely desirable if J-Rod ends up heading down the path a lot of people think he's going to head down, at least for the next couple of years. So we're going to put an asterisk next to that one. That one is a potential candidate. Next, the Logo Fractor. Great looking card. Very short printed, it appears. PSA 10 pop, only 12 at the moment. Not a widely printed product. Last sale back on January 1st for $2,000. You do not see these come to market very often. The tricky thing here is the unknown. We have never had Logo Fractor as a brand before. It is a great looking card. The holographic with the logos on the back. I get it. I get why it's super desirable, and there's not a lot of them out there. I worry about, my only worry here is the prevalence of Logo Fractor as a brand. That's my concern there. Not saying that this card will not be desirable. I have a feeling it will be, and the price will be relatively high on it. But it almost might be too niche for the purposes of this. Next, Topps Chrome Sapphire, the non-update version, just the regular base Sapphire version. PSA 10s are doing about 1.2 at the moment. I expect that number to continue to come down. The raw version of this card was doing about $500. It's come down to about $350-ish since Topps Chrome Update Sapphire has come out. I think those two products will compete with each other. Obviously, the true Sapphire, not the update, will probably be the more desirable one and have a slightly higher selling point. Also, probably going to be less of them just based off print runs. So I do think that one will have a little bit of juice to it. Sapphire look great, even though it's just a base card. They're very popular. They're fantastic looking cards. I get it. Having had the update version in my hand, having sold it, I wouldn't mind buying that card back at some point in time. The blue on the Sapphire just looks fantastic. It's basically a color match with his jersey. But I do worry about that one getting, almost kind of splitting the votes with the update version. We'll talk about the update in a second. But I do think that price does continue to fall as more inventory comes to market. Back into the paper train, and we're talking about SPs. So we'll go with the bottom one first, the blue jersey. It is horizontal instead of vertical. That's a miss. This is from Topps Series 1. This is the SP variation. PSA 10 population at 713. Currently going for about $460. Here's my issue with this one. And this is personal bias, I'm not a fan of the image. People do not like the horizontal cards typically over the vertical in most cases. So I think it has all those things going against it. Obviously, 700 and a PSA 10 already does not really feel that short printed in the grand scheme of things. That's a lot. So I don't think this one is a strong candidate. I think this one ends up kind of falling apart, for lack of a better term. The one I do think has a little bit of juice. It does have the horizontal going against it, but it is a fantastic image. I do not own one of these. I wouldn't mind getting one of these at some point in time. Is the Update SP variation, aka the Gatorade Bath. PSA 10 pop, 101, currently going for about $600. Obviously, that PSA population will continue to increase. Price will probably continue to slide down as more come to market. But I do really like this one. I have a feeling this one's going to be popular. People really like the Gatorade Bath images. I'm going to put an asterisk next to this one as well as a potential contender, along with the extended short print from Topps Chrome. Let's quickly talk about Update Sapphire. These are currently sitting at about $150 to $200 raw. I think they'll be a perfectly fine card. I think they will be popular. Kind of rinse and repeat the conversation we had with base Sapphire. I have a feeling they kind of end up splitting the market between the two. They'll be popular cards, but I think because there is both a regular and an update, they will kind of take away from each other. Last but not least, Topps Chrome Update Refractor. This is numbered out of $299. This one just sold for $722. Not any graded yet that I have seen sell. Anyways, these are probably sitting at PSAs. These are still relatively newer. Or if they have come to market, I may have just missed it. I think this one is another contender. It's a refractor. It's numbered. It's kind of as true refractor, if you will, since the regular Topps Chrome one is considered a short print. It's going to be interesting to see how the PSA population plays out on these, because as we've talked about a bunch, Topps Chrome Update was a QC nightmare. So this is numbered out of 299, and I have a feeling the PSA population is going to skew heavily towards PSA 9s and not PSA 10s on this, just because of the QC issues. I think of all the ones that we talked about, this is probably my favorite. It's numbered. If you could get a PSA 10, I think it's going to be even more limited because of the bad quality control. I think even in a 9, this card will be fine. I think this one is my winner. Now, this is not going to be a cheap card. In a PSA 10, you're probably looking at $1,500 plus minimum, if not higher. So of the upper crust, of the upper tier, I think this is my winner. Of the lower end, I'm using that very loosely because it's still kind of an expensive card. I think for me, it's the SP from Topps Update, the Gatorade Bath. And I own none of these cards, so none of this really affects my back end. So anyone that wants to yell pump and dump in the comments, feel free. But I don't own any of these cards. But I do think that the SP from Update, the Gatorade Bath, will be his more popular / desirable of the lower end. There are a lot of honorable mentions you could put out there. Like I said, we did not talk about Heritage. That one, there are some great looking cards in there. I don't think those will be the true blue that people will chase. All J-Rod stuff, if he plays well, is going to be chased. Don't get me wrong. Just when you have this much stuff, I'm trying to figure out what the market's going to end up gravitating to as the ones that really have the desirability. Outside of autos, color matches, that sort of stuff is obviously going to be on a different tier. I wanted to keep this more on the mainstream. I don't want to say base level because these aren't base cards, they're refractors and short prints, but I think you get what I'm talking about. We're not talking about the purple disco swirly ball out of 99 or this numbered out of 75 shimmer thing. That sort of stuff we're not looking at for this. More kind of the true blue bloods of baseball card rookies. Agree, disagree, curious for your thoughts and comments down below. For those wondering, I did reach out to my old pal Filmington. He is of the camp kind of where I am on the high end with the chrome short print or the refractor. We were kind of going back and forth on that. He was kind of in the same thought process as me, but I have a feeling he would just cheat and say 2019 first Bowman auto, which is not a bad answer, but not what we were looking for the purposes of this exercise. So let me know in the comments down below. Agree, disagree. Do you have another candidate that we did not cover in this video? Leave it down there as well. We will catch you guys and girls on the next one. Peace.